My motto is, there are no mistakes in quilting, there are only design opportunities. When I was a child, I learned to sew. You know, those were the days of home economics. And I made the little apron and the little blouse that you make. So I fell in love with sewing. As time went on, I think when I was in high school, senior high school, I made a lot of my clothes. And then when my children came along, I started making my children's clothes. Through the years, I kind of got away from it. And then someone I was on a panel with, we were talking about the things that we like to do. And this person was telling me she was a quilter. And I said, well, you know, I've always been a sewer. And when I retire in 25 years or so, I'm going to learn to quilt. And she said, oh, Renee, don't wait until you retire. Let me teach you now. So I spent about 2 weeks with her learning how to make what is called a log cabin quilt. I wanted to learn the process. I wanted to learn the skills because I wanted to learn how to make art quilts. There are the traditional quilts that you would put on your bed versus the kind of thing that I make now that goes on your wall. There's something deeply spiritual about creating something. It's the playfulness. It's the letting your imagination run wild. There are quote-unquote rules in quilting, and while I do try to make sure that my seams are straight, my sewing is straight, my points don't always, match up. My colors may not necessarily be analogous. I have put orange and purple together. I just love the idea of putting different pieces of fabric together and watching how they play together. I consider myself to be a narrative storyteller quilter. That is, my quilts tell a story, and typically they will tell stories about women's lives. What I want people to come away from is not only to be inspired, but to learn about the unsung heroes, sheroes, I guess I should say, the women whose stories are not told. Wild Women Don't Have the Blues is the first of a series of 3 quilts. I got interested in blues singers of the 20s, 30s, and 40s, Alberta Hunter, Ma Rainey, Bessie Smith, and I said, I'd like to tell the story of these singers in a quilt because sometimes people will never pick up a book and read it, but they might be willing to at least read a quilt that goes on your wall. The second quilt is called Coffee au Lait and Brown Sugar Divas because in the entertainment industry, African American women were sometimes segregated according to skin color. In that quilt is a little different fabric. It's yellow tones, it's light brown tones because I wanted it to sort of mirror the images of the women and their skin tones. Cocoa and Hot Chocolate Divas is the quilt that I created for darker skinned women. Hattie McDaniel, B. Richards are in there. So that's how that series of quilts came into being. Maybe about 10 or 12 years ago, going through some really deep emotional turmoil, and quilting became very therapeutic for me. There's a quilt that I do once a year, and that quilt is for my son who is incarcerated. one of the things that I could not do last year was to go see him. So one of my pieces is called Your Blues Ain't Like Mine. And it's blue fabric, it's blue hearts. Because I hadn't been able to visit him during the pandemic, it made it pretty difficult and painful for me. And as you can tell, this heart is not completely reconnected. And that's on purpose. That heart is reconnected, but this heart is not.
Is there a point where you think you won't need to make one?
I'm hoping so, yes. I'm hoping so. As I quilt, I'm thinking, you're leaving your own legacy of your own stories, and people may not know all of my story, but they will know some of my story, and hopefully that will encourage them to think about their own stories as well.